What's up, y'all? It's Naja, and we're back with another episode of Deep Convos and Tequila. And I have some special guests, like always. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Tylea.
And I'm Big James, not the one.
So we already starting in the beginning.
Yeah.
We already starting.
Yeah.
So why these people are so special to me, I actually met them in college. So this is going to be like Deep Convos and Tequila college edition. Now, I was like, we got to break it down from the very beginning, from how we met, everything in between, everything after, because it's really a good ass story.
All 6 seasons.
Yeah. We're not going to give the school because they definitely don't deserve that fucking clout. But, okay, so I'm trying to figure out the timeline. I think I met James before I met Tylea.
Fair.
Wait, but we got to give the story of how James and I met.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me and
so
Tylea met. We met first. We met first,
Let's
low-key.
Let's start there.
So,
She loves this story, by the way.
because I do. Because if we're being honest.
Story time, and she's good at it, too.
All right, go.
If I'm being honest, James and I did not get along at first.
Same.
We did not get along at first.
Same.
I was minding my business in my dorm at the time.
Wait, this is news to me. This one's saying same. This one I understand.
No, okay. We're going to break it down.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't know that one. But yeah, so I was minding my business in my dorm, and you know, my roommate at the time and we didn't really
Get along, which is fair because she's different. She was weird. I'm not gonna lie, but I was.
We gonna say weird to be as
Nice.
nice
as possible.
Let me tell you. But anyway, yeah. So you know, me and my roommate at the time was getting along, and I guess she had to call in for backup, and I guess James was supposed to be the backup at the time, and I'm just like,
Not supposed to be.
Yeah,
Fair.
because the way the whole situation was, it was just really weird. Like, she was just doing weird stuff, and then when she moved out, she was just lying on me. She was adding other people into the mix, and unfortunately,
I got caught.
He was in the middle because
caught.
he heard the lies, and that was his friend at the time. So ride for your friend, as you should.
True.
But once the truth came to light, now we're here.
And we're not friends.
you're here.
Me and the other girl is not friends. Just want to make that clear.
Again, once the truth came to light, now we are here.
Yes. So I remember when I met Tylea real quick. I remember I didn't go in her closet because I thought that was OD. But I remember Bria was getting her stuff, and like it was just weird. And I remember Tylea with the bonnet.
No, because the other girl. Remember the other girl?
She was in Talea's closet?
No, here's what happened with the closet. Okay? Because I was coming in and she was moving out, and the girl that started with a K, she had her leg on, she was standing up on the closet like this, and I was just like, fresh out the shower. This is when the calf closed at 7. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Miss Beezy. So, she had her little leg on the door, and I was just like, I'm trying to get in because when the calf closed at 7 o'clock, you know how it was. Mm-hmm. Once it hit that 6:30, you basically getting scraps.
You in jail.
Exactly. So I'm trying to hurry up, get my clothes, and she was on my closet. I'm like, excuse me. She's all like, she ain't want to move. I'm like, okay, but can you get off my closet? She's like, this is not your closet. I'm like, well, due to the fact that I'm paying a band plus some change, this is my closet for the semester per semester. Right. Private college, you know how it's a little more expensive. So she didn't want to give up the closet. Her and I had some words, whatever. James gets thrown in the middle due to the fact that he was friends. Because
to be fair, she did say she was scared. She said she was scared of Tylea, your roommate at the time.
I was scared of her.
No.
What?
So she said
over me. I opened my eyes at 3 a.m. She's standing over me talking about some, are you asleep? No, I'm awake now. I'm up, wide awake.
So she asked me to go to the Tylea room to like get her stuff to move out. She said she was moving out. I don't know why it was like 4 of us, but we just all like, all right, I got you, whatever.
Because they was trying to bully me.
We didn't bully her.
It was 4 of them.
We didn't.
Girl, the theater crew came all up in my dorm trying to bully me. One of them was smelling like onion.
I mean, they don't claim me, so I'm good. I don't mess with the theater club. But still, regardless, we had this girl's back. But this is
and
why I
just to
knew.
give some input, James is a theater major.
Yes. So
that's
we
what we
went
say.
to a musical
theater
college.
graduate.
Wait, we didn't even let them know.
A theater graduate. I had somebody at work try to test me, and she was like, "Oh, a BFA fashion." I said, "Fine arts.
Fashion.
It's fine." Yeah, try to play me.
Boom.
Try to play
Not the
me.
stereotype.
All right.
Yeah, because we didn't even let y'all know we went to a basically like a musical college, so
Performing college, yeah.
Yeah.
theater, you know,
Journalism
Yeah.
musical business.
and friends to this day. But long story short, to skip to the timeline, right? So me and Talia wasn't speaking, and then you came in, right?
Wait,
Right.
before
I came in a
we
year
wasn't
after, I
speaking,
forgot.
then we ended up speaking because
Yeah,
again,
we ended up speaking because
everything.
it wasn't really
It was
real
a
beef.
whole lot of that though, because
But it was also we can't forget that girl.
that's what I was about to bring up. So
That
when
girl.
I first met
Which girl?
Talia,
Atrocious.
Talia had
Yes, I know
came
what you're
in
talking
with
about
you know who, and no, she came into her room. That's when you had asked her to be your roommate. That was the first time I
Oh
ever
my
met
God,
you.
you talking about the green hair girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that was my
Season
friend.
1 throwback.
I forgot about.
So that was my friend. So when Talia came in, it was like that was my first time ever meeting Talia. But she didn't really speak because you know how Talia is.
Right.
And
True, they not lying.
so
They
it
not
was
lying.
just after that point, she was mad weird because she had her little thing
Standoff.
with her.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, yeah, like me and Talia really weren't like friends, you know, like it was kind of like I was on this side.
But to
she was
also,
on this
in
side.
her defense, she was a freshman. Like it was like her first semester. You know how that go. It was like my second semester. She's just coming in. I'm still, you know, getting my feet wet. So we also, and then on top of that, the two people that did embrace you, I just so happened to have fallen out with. So
Right.
if you know how that go, you know, you fall out with a group of girls
With no backstory. Or
with no real
context.
backstory.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of that in college.
especially
lot
that
of that.
college. It was so small. Like the college honestly was really small.
It was small but unnecessarily messy.
Like you could be friends with somebody one day and something atrocious happens, and that's it.
That's it.
Like we went through so many friends.
If you're gonna hear like throughout the show, we keep saying Mona. Mona Scott, if you hear this, you owe us 1,600 checks.
No, listen, Mona. Let me tell you
For
something, girl.
real.
You done came and you still coming.
She's still coming. I was in a season last
Mona
year.
Scott is the producer of
Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop, and we would always insinuate like, okay, every time we have an issue in school, like we on Love and Hip Hop.
Like a storyline drama
It's always
thing.
that. It's always something crazy.
But
like
it would
that.
be so funny because every time we would have like to talk about something that would happen, like you know how in Love and Hip Hop they would go to the restaurant
The
Yeah.
confessional.
Oh,
yeah.
and they would sit down.
Oh, we got a story about
Every
this
single time. It
one.
was-
We got a cafeteria story about this
We
one.
had
She
a
was
few
in her
cafeteria
love and
stories
hip hop era.
Yeah. So I feel like for me and Talia, it was like it was weird because it was like we just had different friends.
Honestly, I feel like
It
okay,
was opposing. But then after a while, I'm like, I don't really have no issues with this girl.
Girl.
what
yeah.
happened with Naja and I though, like the girl that actually, to be honest, let me tell you something, and we're just being very honest. Naja got thrown into beef accidentally. She was minding her business. No, this girl wholeheartedly was minding her business in the cafeteria, minding her business. Listen, because I was minding my business too. I was minding my business. I had a little cold. I wasn't feeling well, and the girl that I was friends with at the time, we was standing there. You know, we was waiting for the Uber to go to CVS. And that's when
I remember
all of a
this day so
sudden,
clearly.
I remember it too, because I would never
Like
forget.
I'm on the phone with my mom, sitting at the table.
Listen, when I tell you, this is the definition of minding my business and getting thrown into some bullshit. Like, she was literally minding her business, sitting in the cab. Her back was actually turned to me. I didn't even know what was going on because it was just 15, 16 people in the cafeteria, and all of a sudden this girl just started yelling and screaming. We didn't know who she was yelling at, what she was yelling.
Oh, okay. It makes sense. It's clear.
We didn't know who, what she was yelling at.
I love
but
how we're
then,
being so respectful. of
yes.
Because you know it's
Yes.
past history. So.
It is, and I can, we can freely talk
about it, 'cause
things.
it is
'Cause
funny.
If you would have called us back in 2016, baby,
No,
everybody would have been a bunch of B's and
2016 was
H's,
a
and
great
you
ass
know,
year,
it was
though.
an amazing year.
it was an amazing year. But yeah, anyway, she was minding her business. I was minding my business. Some girl was just yelling and screaming, and 3 hours later, once I had came back and found out what was going on, it was told to me that Naja here was allegedly talking about me and said that I was grilling and looking and talking shit about this girl. Mind you, I was in the cafeteria barely able to breathe because my allergies was acting up. I had a cold. So that's
Mind you,
how
my
her
back was turned to her. So
her
how
back,
did I
no,
see
literally,
her
because I
grilling?
remember when the girl was yelling and screaming, I had looked up in the area that she was in. Naja's back was literally turned to me, so it was impossible for you to have sat there and said,
And I was on the phone with
"Oh,
my
she."
mom.
And it's like it was told to me like, yeah, like she was going off, like, yeah, that B was sitting there looking grilling. She was, and I'm like, but from my memory, your back was turned. So when we had our conversation, it was really like a one-on-one, like, listen, I know for a fact that you had nothing to do with because your back was turned. Because that's all she kept saying was, my back was turned. I had no idea what was going on. I was talking to my mother. Like, I can't even. She was genuinely confused.
I really was, because I'm on my phone and I'm talking to my mother and I forgot what I was talking about. And all I hear is this girl going off. So now I'm aggravated because I'm like, I can't hear my mother. Like, why is she yelling?
Because
like
she was
this?
literally standing right next to her.
It was mad early in the morning. Like, I remember the sun being out, everything.
It was such a nice day.
It was crazy.
It was crazy because she really was going off. And then, like, once Naja and I had a conversation, I was like, I'm not about to sit here and dislike this woman for no reason. Like, we didn't even know each other. Now look at us. We literally, like, best friends. Went our whole entire college years together, experienced some shit.
That we
and it's like,
get into.
The way it started was hilarious because, like I said, we were literally two people that was minding our business, and somebody was literally just trying to start drama for no reason. Like, I hadn't even.
But that was everybody, though. Everybody started drama for no reason.
She didn't even get a chance to introduce. I had no idea who her name was. Nothing.
Right.
She was a freshman to me.
Right.
It was like day 6.
It really.
It was literally the beginning of the semester because she was just upset with me.
Mm.
Child.
So with that being said, I around that time, me and Naja, I think, was around cool, right? We was already cool because your roommate.
When I first met James, again, I was sitting at the table. It seems to be like where everything just be popping.
That's where the magic happens.
That's the calf, you know.
But I was sitting at the table. James just came prancing in, like prancing. If you know James, he's prancing. Like, he don't walk. He don't.
Was this the Mohawk days?
No, that was before the Mohawk. He's had the regular season.
Dang, y'all know my whole style. Screaming.
But he's prancing, and I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, but his energy was just so bright and like inviting. I was like, no, this is gonna be my friend, and that's exactly what happened. Next thing you know, we sharing a dorm room together.
Yeah, honestly, I used to sneak into her dorm.
We having conversations every day. It just like flourished.
I think it was just because we came from like the same streets of life, like kind of a deal. Like, we both wanted the same things. Like, we wanted to make it for ourselves. So I think with that, like, but we was also similar, like common sense, like with drama and shit.
Yes.
So I think we both peeped, like, you peeped the bullshit, and that's how we became real friends.
Wait, but we also have to add Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Aries,
Aquarius. So we're like the perfect combo, like of just fire and air. Literally perfect combo. But I realized Naja and I knew I was your ride or die that day you almost got your hair pulled.
Wait, because I was just about to say, it was also those lot parties.
That was the day I almost got jumped. Yeah.
The lot parties. All right. So the lot parties was like a place where everybody out the class, like at night, would go. We smoke, we drink, you know.
Because our school was very boring. It was not a frat. Stomp the yard.
HBCU.
It was none of that.
It was private.
We was literally in Dix Hills, Long Island.
Plus was we had our own bathrooms. We didn't have to
honestly,
share
that's
bathrooms.
a blessing.
And I had no roommate for 4 years after that situation. I'm telling you, it was a
I don't know
crazy
how you
situation.
got that.
Because I was getting a single. I told Tom. I said, Tom.
Oh my gosh, can we talk about roommates?
I said, Tom, oh boy, because I was waiting until we got on that motherfucking topic.
Can we get on roommates?
I like my roommate. Mike, if you watching,
because
I
told you not to do that
I like my
when you did that, and I said, don't do that.
My first year, I had maybe like the weirdest bitch in the fucking world. You know who I'm talking about.
Wait, who was your?
First of all,
who was it?
So the first day, like when I was moving in, I forgot what the girl name is. She was one of your theater people. She was like, you're gonna move out of this room.
Oh, not that's what she said.
She said, you're gonna move out of this room. Watch. And I'm like, what? I'm all excited to be at school. Like, I'm moving away from home. I'm moving all my stuff in the room and setting up, decorating. And she's like, you're going to move out of here. And no fucking lie, 2 months later, I was out that fucking
2
room.
months? That's a long time.
Into who you know who next. Which was a fucking stripper /
I love her. She was a Facebook star, honey. I can't even pronounce her name, so I can't even tell you. Right.
she was lit though.
Oh my God, no, because
she had all, and this is back when scamming was lit. So they was bringing us Hennessy, coladas, hibachi, all types of shit.
And
when you in college,
era.
like you don't get much, so you be excited for the little.
Well, she didn't do much.
She
didn't have much to offer either.
I mean, the ass got us a lot.
But I heard it stank. I heard.
Like I was in my dorm room counting up singles for her. Remember after she came from the strip club?
Yeah,
when was y'all doing this?
Yes,
why nobody told me?
So this is low key. This was me and Naja season 2 T, because that's when she started doing the stripping and everything. And
That's when I was dealing with my Mr. Yeah, I remember that situation, 2017.
Take a drink.
So yeah, that was a good year. We was counting money. I can't even get it all out. We had a great ass time. Like I have so many videos from that year. She drank your soda. Remember that day?
Let me tell the story.
She burnt your laptop.
Wait, let me
that?
tell the story. Okay.
That was crazy.
That's homegirl
Alright.
number one.
So anybody that needs to know me knows if I sleep, I sometimes wake up at night and I get thirsty, I get parched, right? So like, don't touch my stuff, right? And I was broke. So I was sleeping in her.
Was broke.
Right.
Broke as fuck.
I was sleeping in Naja in this
We're
girl's
gonna get
room.
into those stories that we.
I was sleeping in Naja in this girl's room, right? Her roommate at the time, the stripper, and I bought me an orange soda, right? Hold on. I bought me an orange soda, right? I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, see, I'm dry, like my throat's dry, I need water. So I still my soda, but I'm reaching, and my soda's it's like
nowhere to be found.
Ain't nothing in the cup.
Ain't nothing in it.
No ice.
It was ice.
Oh, it was ice.
It was ice.
But it wasn't near me. So I'm like, what happened to my soda? And her roommate goes, oh, I put ice on it. See here, you can have it. Like after she drunk my soda. And I was so angry, like I couldn't do nothing.
And she really played him like, yeah, it's right there. I put ice in there for you, and it wasn't shit. And the fucking part, I was dead across from them, and I'm packing up because it was about to be Thanksgiving break. Oh, God. And I watched her drink the shit, but I wasn't thinking like, oh shit, this is
James soda.
So
I was
when he
asleep.
woke up like
confused.
No. And he's like this.
When I talk about betrayal, when I talk about top 10 anime betrayals,
he
like
got like a drop out of that shit.
I was so confused. I was
like,
hurt.
oh shit.
Not fresh off the wake up.
But she was always doing shit like that. Like, yo, I would be like in school and I see the bitch with my fucking scarf on in my bag.
Yeah, she was out of pocket.
And your bag?
Fucking bag.
Nah, the scarf is one thing, but the bag. Yeah, pull me up, baby.
She's walking around with my bag.
Nah.
To her classes.
She got some damn nerve.
She had so much nerve.
Let me get some juice. What?
So much nerve. Oh, not to mention, let's start off with the Alexis Swoop.
Oh, we dropping names? Because I was waiting for us to drop some names. I'm not gonna lie.
No, because we're gonna really get into roommates, right? Because I know whoever went to college probably deadass experienced this, right? We have a roommate. They want to fuck. Okay, cool. But how many niggas you gonna have in and out this fucking room?
Right.
And this is where I go back to my first roommate.
And then you gonna have them come with suitcases?
Suitcases.
Niggas
is moving in.
And wasn't
in the dormitory?
And he lived in the Bronx, right?
And he lived in the Bronx. So
he lived in the Bronx.
Wait, was this?
Still.
Oh.
So he couldn't get fucking home. He missed the bus because we all the way in Long Island, Suffolk County. The bus ends at what? 5
6
p.m.?
o'clock.
7.
I know 6 o'clock because
6
I was working at the mall. Walt
6 o'clock.
Whitman. Yes,
so
5:21.
He's here past 6 o'clock. Can't get on the bus to get home to get back to the Long Island Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so bad.
This
What's the name? The head of the RAs. What were they? Like the res directors, whatever they were.
What was his name?
They had to come here and try to find a place for him to sleep at.
Which
So
they kind of
they were trying to put him in the RA's room.
But remember, she used me as an excuse, and I didn't know nothing about it.
What she said? Like,
she said she used me as an excuse about him not staying there because she was like, "Oh yeah, because James don't want you here," and I didn't know he was there. Remember?
But it was crazy. Like, how you gonna fuck him and then just kick him out like that?
Niggas do it, so
And
I guess she felt like.
Yeah, but it's the way how she did it.
The way she did it was just crazy. Like,
damn,
out of pocket.
And he came with suitcases,
with a
like
whole suitcase. Like he was staying for a long time.
It could have been worse. He could have been stuck at Syracuse. for a whole week.
He could have been stuck
Missing
at
classes.
Farmingdale.
That was her. She got she got stuck at Syracuse and asking Kate Leah for some Uber money. Listen, at this point,
Cause you know them two bitches is ding and dong.
literally
It was a dong, all right.
capital D and dong.
Capital DUMB.
They two left feet together. Like my God.
But yeah, no, that was really funny because I remember she was stuck there for a minute, and I was like, "Do anybody know where Naja's roommate is?"
No, she was stuck there for a good minute.
Was
A
this
good
when
minute.
y'all was living in Melody?
Yeah, we was in.
No, it wasn't in
not
Rhapsody.
really, Rhapsody. When it was lit, when Bubba was at the end.
Oh,
If you
this
guys
is
don't
when-
know, we have 4 dorms: Melody, Harmony, Rhapsody, and Symphony. But
Yeah.
everybody know the 2 latest dorms is Melody and
Yeah,
Rhapsody.
because nobody was trying to stay in
Melody was
syphilis.
the quiet one.
I loved Melody, the view,
Yeah,
girl.
before
That's
the
when
end.
I'm not gonna lie. That's when Naja and I became closer because she ended up moving right next door to me, and that was really a
the music
vibe.
battles
No,
y'all
it
had.
really
But it was really a whole
was.
story before
I
she
think
moved
that's
next
when
door to me.
I really knew I fucked with Talea when you told me you have scenarios. I was like, I don't know anybody else in this world that has scenarios. Like, I be doing that shit for hours. I said, nah. This,
Especially with a good tune.
I'm like, yo, this is my bitch. She was like, yo, I be rewinding this. I'm like,
Yes.
that's me.
Because it was multiple times where I would be, I'm not gonna lie, because, okay, so sometimes she would like have like her little bump, because the walls was, come on, we in the dorm. So the walls was
was thin
thin.
as fuck.
And sometimes she would like, bump her music. And when she would bump her music, I wouldn't even bump my music because I'm like, well, she bumping her music. What am I bumping mine for? Like, and you know the song that you would give it up to too. Like,
Yes.
can't you see
Yeah.
what you do to me?
And I would like literally replay like that.
And then it would get to that part.
Yeah.
And she would rewind it back, and I'd be like, and I would know. It came to a point where, like, because in the morning when she would get ready, like, because by the time you get to junior, senior year, sometimes you don't have class till 1 o'clock. That might be your only class.
those hour
So when
breaks.
by 12, not saying that I knew your schedule,
You
but
know
you
my
know how
schedule,
like.
you
Well, y'all was next door neighbors, so that makes sense.
Because it's like
was
when
next door
she would
neighbors.
play that song, I knew she was gonna run it back good 3 times, and I'll be ready every third time. Like at 1, 2, 3, I'll be ready every single time, and I'm just like,
that was my part
and then
right
that's when
there.
but I'm not gonna lie, that's when we had that beautiful ass view, like just
Yes.
nothing but the trees, and just it was so like amazing. Even though the way she ended up moving that, because I'm not gonna lie, I thought that other girl was gonna end up moving next to me. I was about to be pissed the fuck off. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because even
The
now-
35-year-old.
37 now.
Oh,
37?
she was 37.
She was 22 when I met her. You know the one I like to date 19-year-olds and have babies.
Did it click?
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm gonna need another drink.
Yeah, because this started tasting like a juice at this point.
Like that.
Child, that was some shit.
I told you guys, it was always a storyline in college. We always had a storyline. If it wasn't 1,
But
2, or 3.
it was just how after the whole situation of that girl trying to bring us apart again, like I said, when the truth came to light, because at this
upset.
point James and I was friends,
Yeah.
but when the truth came to light on Naja's part was when
She was really upset. Like
it was the cast that day. Remember that day?
No, but-
I don't like you. I don't like
no,
you.
but Talea, it was a whole after part. Like when we got back in that room with her, she was like crying,
Going
mad,
over
Yeah, she was
upset.
angry.
Not even at James, but at
And
me.
you, she didn't give nothing about
She
James.
didn't give a fuck.
James
about
did
James.
not exist.
I got all
I'm
the
unproblematic.
fucking, like all the pain and like hurt.
But
like,
what was crazy about the whole situation was the fact that, again, Naja had nothing to do with as to why that girl did not like me.
literally, it was all. It happened
Naja
all
was an
before I even
innocent
at
bystander. Now, James had a little bit of insight because, again, he was there that
Unproblematic.
first semester when I was there.
That's my brand.
Very.
He was there when it first happened, and she came the following semester, but it was like she was just trying to open her arms and welcome everybody in and just be calm and get to know people. And that girl, made it seem like she was cool, but that's how she got me. She was hella cool at 1st. She was very cool. I'm not gonna knock nobody. She was
I
very
still-
cool. It was a fucking vibe.
I still have like so much love for her,
I cannot relate.
but at the same time, I just don't understand like why she would move the way that she did.
But
Like,
that's
you
what she
know?
did with me
Like,
because
I had such a close bond with her. Like, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be mad at somebody that has not done anything to me.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to explain to her. Like, Talia never did anything to me, so why am I going to treat her like that?
But see, the thing is, something wasn't right with her, so she had a control loyalty factor, right?
Yeah,
like
and
she
that's when I
wants you,
started to
she wants you
realize
to
that about
like be so loyal and down for, but she wasn't always honest herself.
Exactly.
Because her baby father, for example, every time I'm not with him, I'm with him, I'm not with him. Am I going crazy? Like she was just so like it was just too much at a point. Like it was just like I can't trust your word. Like I got to discredit you at some point.
But I really think it was that day in the cafeteria because first of all, and we gonna laugh about this. Because I was at like a weird point in my life. I had fell out with my little friend group, and I do mean little.
I knew was gonna fall apart.
Which I knew was gonna fall apart too.
I just didn't like your friend group.
Ditsy and Daisy.
Fuck them hoes.
I can't stand them.
Heavy on fuck them hoes.
Fuck them hoes.
And that one
Listen, me
hoe.
and James had to go
Heavy
to war
on
with
that
a
one
couple of
hoe.
bitches.
Literally.
Heavy on that one hoe. She after listen, hey.
For real.
She still to this day I put a bottle
Which
across
one?
her mom.
Cum
There was
bucket?
8.
Cum bucket.
Cum bucket.
Cum
Okay.
bucket. I'm glad she knew. See, this is how you know we in tune because she already knew what I was talking about. Because when
I knew that
she
was
spoke on
her.
my deceased mother. Unfortunately, my mother passed away, but she spoke on my deceased mother, and to this day, I will put that
Don't ever let
Casamigo
us
bottle.
catch you in the streets.
I just don't like her because she fucked my nigga. So I'll see you soon.
Which one?
Right.
Wait,
Right. I have to think about it. Like, which
I
one?
got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it took me a minute.
Damn,
Right.
y'all.
To be fair.
No. Because that was written for me. That was written.
on it first.
Okay, but did you forget? Hold on.
First.
As you as my witness, did you forget Drake,
cafeteria?
the cafeteria with the bag over the face? Did we forget
That
it
was
whack?
crazy.
Oh no, she wasn't there when he told us that.
Cause she was asking me to find out what was happening with that. First of all, we jumping in 3 seasons in. Hold on.
Yeah,
we
literally,
jumping in
yeah.
3 seasons. But anyway, and that day in the cafeteria, I had, I was at a weird point in my life, and I don't know.
No,
where
let me
hold
on.
I was going.
She
to
came interrupting my little date.
No, but I have to.
It was my
start
little
talking
date.
about- no, it was you, Naja, and Buddy Girl.
I hope she's okay.
In the cafeteria.
Oh,
But
you
I
talking about
remember
that
when I
one?
was giving out the cards because I was trying to be peace, love, and happiness, and I was just passing out the little inspirational cards.
Ooh, that was
a whole nother thing.
I started some shit with just passing out little inspirational cards. Like it was like little cards at the little financial office. Was
Tyler, you don't even know what she started.
if
it was
you're
a world war.
It was like if you're having a bad day, it was like just remember, like you
I
know,
didn't either.
It was one of those things I picked up from it was like the financial aid office. It was like if you're having a bad day, because I was going through depression really bad. I almost committed suicide in 2017, and I always told myself I would never do that shit again. Like I literally survived that shit, right? So I started going to the financial aid office. They started having like these little cards, and it always had like like a nice little wording on it. Mm-hmm. So I took it upon myself to like get like 2-3 cards a day and like pass it to people. And just like, just put a smile on people's face. Like, it would just be like little quotes. On this particular day, I decided to have like 5 cards, and I gave one to Shorty, and I gave one to your old roommate, and I was just giving one. But I knew some shit must have happened because when I gave one to your old roommate, she was just like, oh, you're the one who was passing out the card. So I took the card back because you know how I am. I was like, oh, bitch, you not about to sit here and, be rude. I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to be a peaceful bitch, trying to get some sunshine. And you over here trying to give me clouds and rain. I don't really like that. So I took the card back. I sure did. And that's when, old girl started flipping out, I guess, and was like, oh, she left the car for me.
Let me tell you, she
was trying to be funny.
Talia, whatever you did,
what?
she made me and Naja play Scooby-Doo to figure out who the fuck wrote the note.
My thing is, y'all
It was
could have
like, who
told
wrote
me,
the
and I
note?
would have told you it was
we
me
didn't-
because she went to y'all little interview.
Whatever was on that card, it must have hit home.
Yeah.
Because when I tell you this bitch was
Wildin'?
out for hours, like it was no talking her down, like
4:30 to 8 o'clock.
like relax. Oh no, we gotta find.
Like me, I was an
She was
hour.
pressing. Whenever she was pressing bitches, she was pressing bitches.
Yes, because I never forget when she came to the studio.
Got pressed. Mad
She
people
came
got
to
pressed that
Naja and James's whole interview and was just like,
day.
Right.
So hold on.
Just
'cause
got
one thing, me
wildin'.
and James was
working.
I'm talking about till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Working.
I miss those days.
And let's
He's in
remember
theater,
that
I'm in
getting
the
that studio time at
and we're
that
working
school
all
was
night
not
long.
even easy. Getting that studio time was not easy.
Was
so
not easy.
when you have that studio time, it was important for them to. And we out.
Yeah.
Right.
You coming in the studio, guns blazing, while we barely get the time. You fucking up my money and my time.
Exactly.
My opportunity and my, furthermore.
Yep. On some drama shit.
But do you remember she pressed your old roommate?
Yeah.
In front of us, but then your old roommate lied and act like she was getting bucking statically with her.
Yeah.
And me and Naja didn't even have to say
Yeah,
nothing.
because
We
I
just
heard
like,
that story.
Yo,
and
no,
look,
that's literally what we did. Like,
I heard that story through the byways and the highways.
okay, like we just instantly looked and just laughed. Like it was crazy because her old roommate was a liar and a half.
And a messy one at that. And I'm not even talking about, that room too. Messy. Messy.
I still have it on my phone.
It was so messy to the point that the girl that I was friends with had to move out because she was just so tired of it. Like she just couldn't.
That's
and then that's how
really-
we met
Well,
that Capricorn. Remember the Capricorn?
Which one was Capricorn? Is that my Capricorn?
What was it? What she said to him? You trying to be... What she said to James that time?
What? Which one are we talking
Well, which
about?
one are you talking about? This how you know we got beef with a lot of people. Oh, she's talking about Valentine's Day.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest.
Definitely not a fan.
I'm not gonna. Not my favorite villain.
That's crazy because we was really tight at one point.
Yo, she really took me off guard.
Yeah,
Because
she
when
lost
me and James first encountered
But I feel
her-
like that's a prime example of trying to be down with Dipset.
No, but she really was trying too hard. Like when we first met her, we were mad at like, hey, how you doing? Da-da. She looked at me and James like.
But you know what? As we all are
yeah.
talking about our scenarios, I realized she probably got somebody was talking about us.
Obviously.
Hard.
The beloved.
Hard,
Talia's old friend group.
right?
And I feel
that she
like-
was a part of.
I was not friends with them at the time. Hold on. Because in my defense, I was not friends with them at the time because that's when I had signed up for the Black History Month thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was rehearsing. And I never forget the day I had went into the cafe fucking Tyria to get my water because we was rehearsing, and that's when old girl flipped that burger on that floor and was like, "Nobody's gonna be swiping you no food but me." And I was not friends with them at the time. I will never forget. I fell out with them in October. I fell out with them in October.
remember the
Yes, I
Well,
will never forget
she
that.
got
I
the
fell
Black
out with
History
them
Month
in
part 'cause it was
October
November.
2017 because by the time it was February 2018, a week and a half later, that's when I started fucking with that bitch.
Oh, you couldn't wait to get in that one. When I told you I first saw her, I thought she looked like Young and
with
May.
that
I ain't gonna lie,
bitch.
she was fine.
She was fine.
She was fine.
She was fine. I'm not-
That was toxic.
Yo,
I'm not gonna
especially
lie.
being in 5 towns, you don't really see attractive people like that. So when I seen her, she had the grills and everything. I'm like, whoa.
I'm not gonna lie,
She
bro.
was
My ex
everything.
was
But
fine as
she
shit.
was
She's
cool.
not even my. I don't
But
even
you know
know
what?
who
No
was
shade.
your ex.
She's a weirdo.
She is a weirdo.
She's kind of a
Very
weirdo.
much weird, and
No
I
shade.
hope that bitch don't
first
ever hit
victim
me
she
up
had,
again.
That was a shame.
Her old roommate.
That was a shame.
Because when I hit her with
Wait,
the,
not
was it
your-
true?
wait, hold
Your
on.
old roommate.
Was I when I hit
Your
her?
ex fucking your old
Well, roommate.
But not me taking her from the bitch by accident on purpose. Remember,
Oh,
they
you talking
was
about the outside.
they was doing whatever they was doing, and then I came to the calf to get my chicken tenders and fries, and Shorty was like, "Yo," I was like, "You're."
And that's what
It was
happened.
the start of a massacre.
Let me tell you, their love storyline was giving Ronnie and Sammy
No, for real.
from
Let's-
Jersey
let's
Shore.
talk
It was
about-
giving
let's
Ronnie and
dive-
Sammy.
Let's
It was a
dive
lot.
deep into Talia when she was in her situationship.
Yeah, start that. Yeah.
You know shit.
Because I feel like the Casamigos did what it did when it fell. It's not gonna like.
Yeah, because I think the Casamigos definitely too much.
It really
fun
fucked it up.
But no, let's talk about Talia though. First of all, how dare she act like she don't know me and fucking James
Every time.
when she's with her little situation?
Her little boo shoe.
Let's talk about
What was that
one.
about?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
You want your
know what's
basketball wild
crazy?
moment.
You know what's crazy? She dead laughed about that, and
Yo,
I'm not
she
gonna
was-
lie.
no,
Nah,
Talia, she was
nah.
laughing while she was walking behind you.
A word?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
like you're walking mad fast trying to act like you don't see us, and the bitch is laughing.
Now
at
you know
as
how
she's
it is.
walking.
Hold on, you know how it is when you in a toxic situation. And you tell your friend, "I'm no longer fucking with this motherfucker."
I knew
But the
it.
thing is, it's a difference when you just like living regular life. I was in school with these niggas, so it was like I had to see them if I'm going to class.
Yo, we used to catch
I'm
Talia
telling you,
all
the
the
school. I
time.
feel like the school was the size of this room. It was not that big. Like you can only avoid if I avoid them at lunch, I know I'm not going to be able to avoid them at dinner. If I avoid them at dinner, I know I probably saw them at lunch. So it was just like, okay, yeah, no, on Sunday, fuck that bitch, fuck that bitch. I ain't fuck with her again. This, that, and the third.
But you still could have told us, and we were respected.
11:30 a.m. I'm in the cafeteria with old girl, and it's just like I'm seeing my friends after they was just up with me at 4:00 in the morning. I was venting, I was crying, I was doing all that shit, and now I'm telling them at 11 a.m. I'm getting a bacon, egg, and cheese. Which old girl?
Yeah.
How do I explain that? You know, it's just like so now I kind of. And then it was just like after the 23rd time, I just kind of felt like I gotta duck him. I just gotta duck him.
It's all right. Look, at least you're honest about it. I'll take it. I respect it. I respect
I'm honest
it.
now.
Before I'm like,
I used to just be
I used
like,
to be in my head like, damn, do we got beef? Like
what is it? No, don't hug me now.
I thought we was cool. This bitch just walked straight past me like I wasn't just with her while she was crying last night. Like, and then the bitch behind her laughing at her like, yeah, look at this dude.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Nah,
that's crazy.
Like, yo, look at
that's
this
crazy.
right
But
here.
who got the last laugh now? Who got the last laugh now? Health is wealth, nigga. Shit, health is wealth, nigga.
So crazy.
Shit.
But I think everybody had like a situationship in there. Cause I have to.
That
tell
wasn't
James,
even a situationship. That shit went 5 years.
Bitch, that was definitely a situationship.
Yeah,
That's
yours one situationship. To be honest, yours one situationship.
It definitely was not a.
You beat mine too, so shit.
But I gotta. I'm sorry, James. I gotta put you out there, right?
Why? What'd I do?
He scared the shit out of me one day, right?
Well,
So, Talia, I don't even know if you know about this shit.
When I got cheated on my birthday.
So,
but when your friend dropped the bomb at the party,
Yeah.
right? So James had a
that was
friend,
not your
y'all,
friend,
right?
That was not his friend.
They was buddy, always
Drag sisters.
Was again not
around,
his
right?
friend.
Next thing you know, James was like, Naja, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm in the lounge doing my homework. James,
Yes, I remember. This was when we went to that spot. What was that spot? The little hakahashikahara spot.
no, this was before that.
No.
So I'm in the lounge, right? James comes in there and he starts flipping chairs, throwing tables. I had to get
put me in the laundry room.
I had to get my laptop before he threw that shit too. I mean, he flipped everything in that bitch. Like all the chairs was spiraled off, all the tables was upside down. I'm like, wait.
Okay, so what
What did I
happened?
do to
Let me
deserve
just
this?
wait. Let me speak. Let me just say something real quick. If you are watching this and listening to this, if you have ever seen Waiting to Exhale and you understand why Angela Blast is like threw his car on fire and everything, that shit hurt.
You could have warned me though.
That shit hurt.
You
Like
coulda warned me, though.
on my birthday.
When they told me
My
when I was
birthday.
doing laundry, first of all, they called me while I
That
was
shit
doing
hurt.
laundry.
Like if that chair went the wrong way, I would have been hurt.
Okay,
Like,
and I would have been
Malaysia.
sorry, but I was hurt.
Okay, Malaysia.
I felt cheated on. I felt betrayed.
Felt cheated
But no,
you
that
were
Were cheated on,
That
but
was up. Especially for your friend, like you really had that man under your wing.
wing. You know
Like,
what I'm
you
saying?
was
So
bringing
he's
him-
just
He
wanted to
was
take
literally
something
trying to
from
be
me.
a James point too. Like, let's talk about it.
He was,
Literally.
he was, but it was just like that boy that I was with at the time. Like he was like my mental happiness. I was homeless in college. It was my senior year. I was stressed out being an RA. Like that boy was my happiness, and like I didn't know what I was going to do after like school. So like that was my only small happiness. And the boy that I was really close with at the time, who I did drag with, he was supposed to just be my confidant. I would talk to him about everything. He would talk to me about everything. And his reason was, oh, well, I thought you was going to fuck my other friend, so that's why I fucked your friend. And I was like,
Wait, I thought his excuse was he didn't know that was him or some
right.
shit like that.
But he still used his friend as an excuse. So I'm like, well, I thought you moved on. And I was like, which is it?
I don't give a fuck, and that's something we got to talk about. I am never fucking behind no nigga.
I'm so glad we got
No
on this
bitch
topic.
that my friend done fucked on. Like,
I'm so glad we got
Well,
on this
hold
topic.
on.
Like, how is
I
that
can't,
not-
before I
I'm
indulge.
so glad we got on this
Yeah,
topic.
because I'm honest. I'm a real
my mic
bitch.
on?
I'm a real bitch.
Is my mic on? I'm so glad we
I
got
don't
on
need
this
the mic
topic.
on. Look, I'm a real bitch. I'll admit I did sleep with my friends, man, and I said it to the person
a couple of
outside.
times.
Oh, okay.
She would have exposed the bitch today. But yes, but I own up. Look, it's not my fault that I could take your nigga and give it back. But my point is, I stopped doing that because I don't want to keep doing that. So I have learned because we had our conversation about it.
Yes, we did. We did.
though.
Don't be scared to
count.
tell
I
your
don't know.
friends when they doing something wrong. Don't be scared to tell them.
Yeah, honestly,
that's what a
like,
friend is supposed
supposed to do. And I learned like that was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But like, really, like, I would never understand like friends fucking behind their friends. Like, why would you ever want to share a dick? Like, that's crazy.
You know what? At the time for me, because he was DL, I was so hyped up on the fact that he was DL. But regardless of the fact, I knew I was wrong for that, and I could be honestly humble about knowing that I was wrong. Especially when we had that talk, and I was like, "Yeah, she right." Because if John, edit out. But look, at least I'm being real. If he could do that to me, then like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing that to the next bitch. Like that's wrong. So like, I get that. And you know what it is? It was hurt people. So I didn't think anything about it.
Right.
But I could be honest about it and know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And since we're on the topic, if we could just quickly take a rewind to back to 2017. Because it was kind of put out there that I was like, you know, fucking somebody's nigga.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like basically like the way how I fell out with my friends group was like, you know, bitches tried to make it seem like I was fucking on somebody's nigga. In reality, he was mine. And that's why
how
it was
I
like,
feel too
you
in
know,
my
when
rapper.
it's just like nobody knows the business. No, but it's like, it was one of those situations where it was just like nobody knew because I did not want to be with him like that. I knew I did not want him to be my boyfriend. You know how sometimes we just, you know, fucking.
Right.
That's it. Like, I knew for a fact, like, the same way how guys know that they don't want to be with a certain female. Like, I don't know if you...
No.
Okay, but it's like, you know how some guys know that they don't want to be with a certain female. I knew I didn't want to be with him. So we was just doing what we was doing. He asked me, he was like, oh, I'm feeling you this and the third. I told him no. And y'all remember...
Yeah.
So that's another reason...
Hand movement. Did you just see what he did? Oh, my gosh.
Happy Pride Month.
That's a whole nother episode.
So, right, because that was a real weird love story. But anyway.
It's Pride Month, though.
Yo, yeah. Oh, wow. But, yeah, so I knew I didn't want to really be with him. So then that's when he started fucking with Skinny Mini Ultra Any. And it was just okay, that's what you're doing. I wasn't mad behind it. But once they started fucking with each other, I was no longer sitting on him.
And you know what's crazy? Like, how you were kind of introduced to me was in that way. Like, oh, yeah, she's fucking so-and-so, and ain't that supposed to be so-and-so's guy? Like, it was... Like,
but if you want to be honest, like, if we really want to be honest, can we not talk about how the fact that she had a man?
Yeah, at home.
And the nigga lied about having cancer because he was trying to fuck her? Like...
Whoa, I didn't even know that part.
He literally lied about having cancer to fuck her.
I don't know why.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. I met Naja's roommate, and she lied about one of her nieces and nephew going to the hospital for some white dick. So I don't know. right. So you know exactly what episode I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Miss O. I just had to give him head just because he gave me weed. Come on now. Come on.
You know how many times I got weed and did not give no
exactly.
head? Like, I got weed money and I haven't given no head.
Was so geek when she said that because he was like,
I remember again early in the morning, me and James had to give her a whole intervention. Like, you did what?
We gave her 6 interventions.
You did what?
We gave this girl 6. That shit was crazy.
You know what's crazy? I gave up on giving the interventions.
She did.
I know you gave up when you called her a dumb bitch. So I knew that I knew that's when you gave up.
No, but in their defense, I'm not gonna lie. They was being friends to somebody who was, first of all, unloyal.
Yes.
And secondly, like, just not being like a real genuine friend. It's like, you know, when you're young and you don't know how to really be a friend, it's like, all right, I can only give you so many passes. Right. But if I'm literally trying to help you and save you, because at this point, Naja was living, they were roommates in front of me. So like their room was like this, my room was like this. So I would hear, you know, certain conversations, not eavesdropping, but again, the walls are so thin. And the girl would be fucking wilding. So they would have to yell at her sometimes because she was so fucking drunk. She crying, she this, that, and the third. But here's where it got mixy. These people sitting here next to me, real genuine friends trying to help her, but she had befriended them other folks.
Oh, you mean those people that's your friends? I was waiting for it. Your folks. Your folks.
Which just so happened to be at the time. What that song Party Next Door said? Fuck all my bitches old friends.
You know what?
Y'all let that whole fuck.
What did your old
everybody?
What did your old roommate say before? Oh, she replaced me. She's the new dumb one. That's what your old roommate told me.
So you had them trying to help her. And then you had the other girls basically letting her do whatever.
They was playing her and using her for a
playing her, lying, like just they laughing at her talking about some. Oh yeah, you need to shop at Lane Bryant. Meanwhile, the girl that's making fun of her. Meanwhile, the girl that's making fun of her saying she need to shop at Lane Bryant could be the owner of Lane Bryant. Like what the fuck is like? That's crazy. Yo, but that's supposed to be your friend,
right? And that reminds me because once again, this was Talia's friend. Do you remember the night we were supposed to go to the movies?
Oh, I don't know this episode.
You don't know this episode?
You didn't hear the story?
I'm intrigued. Give me the
no,
this episode.
I knew something was wrong with the girl. And I'm like, nah, Talia, like I don't want to fuck with her. Da da da. Whatever.
First of all, let's.
Talia was like, nah.
Naja and I was at the Chinese buffet because first of all, wait, we didn't even get into us being broke though.
Yo, you know how broke we were.
Niggas was
I'm talking
broke.
about,
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like
we went to Target, we bought a loaf of bread and we split it. Like
I never
she
told
got
me
half.
that either. I'm
Yo,
geeked.
she got half. I got half. We got
I felt that.
She got one. I got one. Like we split every fucking thing. Like that's how broke we were.
yo, but and then I'm not gonna lie. And the school, listen, I'm out of school now, so fuck y'all. But we found a way to finesse the system because we was in Long Island, so we was in fucking bumfuck city, like.
Don't do my town like
And we
that.
was James.
I
Listen,
know it's trash.
listen. You're from there. We're not from there. You grew there. We flew there. But like we found a way. Even though we had to go to the hood, but we found a way to get our nails done, and they was just charging nothing but length, no shape, like. $25. You could get it as long as you want, 25 cash. So we started blicking Ubers and cabs because you could get like a cab through the school if it was like, going to CVS, whatever. But we would go to the CVS.
There's a way these bitches did it, and these bitches broke the system. Then they wrong.
To the point where the school had to like cancel it.
They
stopped it because of us.
Y'all was overusing that shit. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I gotta go to CVS.
Nah, I had
Y'all
to
was
hit them.
wrong.
No, because I had to hit them with, because this is how they called us. Remember that last time we did it? Remember the last time we did it? Yo.
Because he wanted to bring us back and make that extra
Because
cash.
basically, we was going to the hood, and in Long Island is far. So even when we lived at the nearest fucking deli was like 15 minutes away in a cab. Yeah. Far. So we would go to the front desk and we would tell them like, we gotta go to the CVS. And what was it? South Central? Where the fuck was we at? Like
Islip?
Central Islip. Central Islip.
Yeah.
So we was in Dix Hills and we had to go to Central Islip. So y'all could figure that out. And it was very far. So we would have to go.
Don't figure it out.
We would tell them like, I had to go to
bill us
CVS.
right now.
So man, listen. Bill it to Tom. So he got it. So what up, Tom? So basically we would go there like, I have to go to Central Islip, like, because there was a CVS out there. One time, I can't remember, what was his name? Howie, remember Howie? Howie was just like, the one I was fiending. Howie, he was like, why you gotta go to that one? There's one over here. I was like, because they sent my prescription over there. I don't know why. Boom. There was no prescription. There was no prescription. So we go out there, we get our nails done, whatever. Mind you, niggas is broke. Like, I'm talking like,
she paid for it, right?
She did. I'm not gonna lie. She paid for our nails one time.
And she bought us Chinese food after that.
And she bought us liquor. But my thing is, she was so old. Niggas was drinking E&J, like, and we had to just rock out. Because she was dead ass.
Banana nips. Remember the banana nips?
And that shit was so nasty, bro.
The 99-cent banana
But me and Talia,
things.
we just enjoying the vibe. So we just like,
bro. And then my thing is, it was like when I had a little piece of change, I'm like, Naja, we out to Target or we out to the Chinese buffet, because there was like this little like, shopping mall where they had the Chinese restaurant, they had Buffalo Wild Wings. I was a fiend for, like, crackhead, a fiend for Buffalo Wild Wings. And then it was like Chinese buffet next door. So that day we was at the Chinese buffet next door because it was like my little birthday weekend. I'm an Aries, April 13th. But like, it was my little birthday weekend, and we eating in the buffet, and she calls me. She's like, what y'all doing this and third? And I'm like, we eating. She's like, okay, cool. We want to go to the movie. So I'm like, who's we? She's like, me and this dude, but I don't want to go by myself. So, Naja and I, being who we are, we're like, you're not gonna go by yourself this and third. She's like, it's two niggas. So we're like, all right, two, it's three of us. Whatever. I wasn't interested. She wasn't interested. So we already knew we was just going just to like, enjoy the vibes. I'm not gonna lie. That was the worst fucking thing we ever did. Because I wasted mad money.
Mad money for no reason. But before we even got there, we in a cab and she's calling us and she's like, now she's changing her mind, remember? And she's like, I don't know if y'all the right vibe for this. Like, I know how y'all
because she said that at the restaurant. she was like, y'all don't know
how to hang out. Mind you, we been to the club with her mad times and we had mad fun. And now all of a sudden she's like, nah, y'all don't know how to hang. Like, y'all don't know. And I'm like, Talia, what the fuck is she talking about?
When she said that, I was like, what you mean we don't know how to hang out? She's like, because, y'all be wanting to go home, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, it's not that we want to go home, but I'm not going to lie. Who do you know want to just, like, if we not doing nothing, bro? And this Long Island, like we are literally in bumfuck west of nowhere. Like once the vibe is dead, the vibe usually be dead by 10 o'clock. So if you're not doing anything like on your own or like, you know, with your friends, why am I sitting in the middle of fucking Bayshore, bro?
Exactly.
I want to go home. I'd rather go to my dorm because at least when we would be on our campus, we could go to the lot, do what we do. We could like go to our dorms, do what we do, whatever. I'm sitting in the middle of Bayshore, and I still have to find my way home. And you gonna tell me that you gonna get me a ride home, and then you come downstairs drunk.
Wait. I was just about to say, can you get to the part with the basement? Get to the part with the basement.
First of all,
because that fucking basement.
The niggas pulled up in a Porsche, right?
Let's not forget Mr.
Wait,
Fat.
that's my second dream car.
Fat ass nigga
Porsche,
that did not want to
Porsche
move
truck.
his seat up.
One of the back doors was not opening. Oh my God. Like we all had to get through one fucking door. Cause it was not opening. That was red flag number one. Two, we didn't even make it to the movies, and these niggas still made us walk.
No. I was mad behind this because I'm not gonna lie, my dumb ass and my smart ass at the same time. I knew something was up because let's talk about how we was like in the basement for 3 hours. Niggas pulled up to the scene at 7 o'clock, and she's talking about the movie allegedly starts at 8:39. We're sitting in the basement still at 10 o'clock. Again, we're in Long Island, so everything is typically closed at 10 o'clock. And we trying to figure out like what's going on. She over here trying to pick out outfits, and the outfits.
Yo, me and Talia was trying to be mad nice. She's like, yo, how this look?
Because
Talia
my thing
like,
is, why you always ashy? I watched this girl put on lotion and
Still ashy.
second grade chalkboard, bro. Like, I was so genuinely confused. And then when they, first of all, you ain't shit because shorty over here, she started nodding off. Like, she just going into a full little slumber, and I'm sitting up like, yo, is the niggas coming or not? Because I'm not gonna lie, one thing about me, I'm the friend that is quick to call an Uber to go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. So when she started nodding off, I was like, so is this the type of party that's about to happen? Like, we about to just start nodding off? Because if she nod off, I'm gonna wake her up so we could go. Because if the niggas don't come, we could go back home.
right.
Because again, we're in Long Island. Anything can happen.
Stop saying that, okay?
No, like,
y'all gonna stop. Look.
So then eventually at like 10:30 something, the niggas finally pull up. We end up going to the movie theaters, and I knew for a fact this shit was closed because when I looked, I ain't really see nobody. It looked real sus. We parked in the middle of the fucking parking lot like Courage the Cowardly Dog, and he talking about something, oh, get out the car and go to the thing. I'm like, get out the car, go to the thing. What? So Naja and I looking at each other like, and we get out the car and go to the thing. Like, what?
But what the fuck was the thing?
But go to the movie theater. So, but the thing is, the reason why we both got out because we knew, again, we so locked in, we knew we had to talk about this. And we knew that was the only moment that we was going to be able to talk about this amongst ourselves. So we get out the car, we start walking, and we start talking about this shit. Because Nasha was just like, yo, bro, this shit is closed. I was like, you know this is closed.
And once I lose my patience, at that point, I lost it. I'm like, nah, it's going.
And one thing about Naja, she'll literally like, she'll have a face, but with that face, she'll just be like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna come with, like the face is not gonna be there too long without her saying, I'm not gonna lie, like she has to say something. And I'm not gonna lie, at that moment, as soon as we got the car, we took a good solid 3 steps. And as she took those 3 steps, we both turned to each other and she was just like, I'm not gonna lie, this shit is closed. I was like, I know this shit is closed, bro. We talking to each other like Binky and the Brain, but at this point we both brain because we knew that the shit was closed.
Exactly.
We walk all the way to the door just to prove a point the shit was closed. So we come back to the car and niggas couldn't even get us McDonald's. I get some McDonald's and all I asked for was a McChicken. She get her little nuggets or whatever she get. And they like, oh yeah, so where the money at? You can't even get me a McChicken with a little fry?
In a fucking Porsche truck?
That fucking broke down.
Yo, then no shit broke down. That's when I said, yo, nah, this is crazy.
See,
But
wait,
the shit
when it broke down, we was at the gas station. I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened.
7-Eleven.
We're literally, yes, because
And
we
the
were
shit broke
literally
down.
sitting there and we was like eating our little McDonald's, but beyond over it. I was ready to go. She was ready to go. We just could not wait to go back to my room with the LED lights to talk about this. We already told James to be ready. We already told James to be ready to come because at the time he was an RA. So he used to get off his work shift, 1:30, depending on how the night went. After a little cypher, whatever, and at the time it was like already 1:30, 2 o'clock. So we knew he was already going to be off duty. So we told him to be ready because we had some shit to tell him. And this was some shit because how we pull into the 7-Eleven and we sitting there trying to eat the McDonald's. At this point, I was beyond ready to go home. We sitting there, we trying to eat the McDonald's and, I guess they tried to cut the car back on and the car would not cut back on. So now I'm sitting there and I ain't shit because I start laughing my ass off. Like, I'm talking LMFAO. Like, I was really laughing my ass off because I really could not believe that I was in my scenario.
No, and
I was in one of my scenarios.
And she gonna do it while the nigga in the car. I'm looking at Talia like, bitch, I
Bro,
don't
but
care
it
whether you
was
ain't fucking
no,
laughing
but
at me
you
right
know
now.
what kind of laugh it was? It was one of those like like I could not stop
so
laughing and I was trying
You're a
to act
dickhead.
like
No,
I was.
You're a dickhead.
No, I was.
Trying to clean it up. She
and
like,
I was-
yo. She tried to act like she was reading some shit on her phone or something.
You're a dickhead.
You know this is what I did.
Like, bitch, you
I
are
was
not
dumb. I was
believable.
busting out laughing. I was like,
She was not believable.
I was
at
like,
all.
I said,
You're a dickhead.
once
bro.
I finished laughing for a total of 5 minutes, I was like, nah, because that meme was crazy.
Yo,
This
for
bitch
real.
Naja goes, yo, bro, shut up. Like, after 5 minutes, the car comes on. This bitch get in the car, her big ass. She get in the car, she's like, oh, y'all ready to go home? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go back to school. Like, what the fuck? So we pull up to her crib, so I'm talking to her because, at the time I'm broke. And I can't be doing these. I done did an Uber from school to the Chinese place. Mm-hmm. That's right there was 15, 16, but that's a lot when you in college.
Yeah, that is a
15,
lot.
16 for whoo.
It is.
And then food too. I'm doing a lot. We was doing a lot. And then going from the Chinese place to Shorty crib, that right there was another 15. Woo.
And then they was telling us like, yeah, we gonna drive y'all home back to the school, whatever.
Zoom
Why
into
the
my
bitch made us
face
get out
on
the
this
car?
part. Zoom into my face, please, on this part. When y'all edit this.
She made
Not
us
the editor.
She made us get out the car, go back in the crib.
No, before we do that part, because we was smoking, all right? Now, listen, I'm more of a smoker than a drinker. That's my vibe. After
I know,
the
I seen you in
second-
LA.
After the... Yeah, no, because can we talk about that? Why did y'all leave the place so
We
early?
literally-
I
how
was
much
trying
time
to
we got?
shop
So
for a
long?
minute. I went in there, 5 minutes. They was like, you done? I'm like, huh? But anyway, that was like, whatever. But we in the car, and, after the third spliff, I'm like, damn, I can't keep smoking, bro. Like,
Really
I
going
want to
down
go
in
home.
it.
And this is why I can't, I'm not even going to say that because y'all going to come ask. Whatever. I don't smoke Fonto. Fuck it. But...
Oh, I thought that.
yeah, well, anyway, so we sit in the car, we smoking. I'm like, all right, so I lean over to Shorty, and I'm like, so, I'm looking upon my watch, it's rolling on like 2:15 a.m. again in Long Island. I'm like, you think they're gonna be able to drive us? Because again, I done 2 Ubers and food. That's a lot. And McDonald's, because niggas didn't even pay for my food. So I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Like, I done ate twice out, like,
Right.
and 2 Ubers. That's all my little spending money for the 2 weeks. Like, I gotta wait till mom get her check till she pass me, a little money from her check, that she can gracefully pass me.
Right, I felt that.
So, I'm like, whatever. She's like, yeah, it's no problem, whatever. Mind you, she drunk off E&J again.
Always,
E
she
and
was always
fucking
drunk off
Jay,
that shit.
bro. So she's sitting there like, whatever. She's like, yeah, we fine. So now Fats is in the fucking front talking about some, oh, bro, because he wasn't feeling us at all. But that's
He really
fine
wasn't.
because we
He really
completely
wasn't.
was not feeling him. Again, his name was Fats. You think about it. So he's just like, oh, no, like, I have another girl that I could talk. And I'm like, that's completely fine. We just trying to figure out if we can get a ride home. So she's like, oh, yeah, we all gonna go in the crib or whatever. So we go in the crib. And when you about to sit down, like, as you're like, you in a position to sit down. We're in the position to sit down. And she's like, oh, no, y'all could go downstairs. We was like...
Talia's ass was almost on the couch.
I'm
She's
talking like,
nah,
in
go
mid-sit.
downstairs.
She's
You're
like,
what?
no, that's not even what she said. She was like, oh,
That's
y'all
my
could go
favorite part.
downstairs. She was like, yeah, y'all could go downstairs. And we was like, ooh. So now, we in the basement. Again, in Long Island. The basement. And... We sit here for a good 25 minutes, but on that last 5 minutes of the 25 minutes, Naja and I had already agreed that we was getting an Uber. We already knew the type of bullshit. We had talked about it. Because Naja, and I, again, she was leading like this on the bed. She was like, I'm not gonna lie. We was just like talking. She was like, I'm not gonna lie. We was just talking. And she was like, bro, she's not gonna get the Uber. I'm like, I know she's not. I'm like, I know she's not gonna get us that ride. I was like, because she's taking too long. And then we heard some commotion upstairs. We was confused as to what's going on. I said, watch her come downstairs and say, we don't got that ride. I already had that Uber ready. Like, I was just like, all I got to do is press confirm, bro. Because in 6 minutes, it's really 6 minutes in Long Island. Like, it is a long-ass 6 minutes. So, she come downstairs, stumbling and shit, talking bullshit. Like, I don't even know what she was talking. She was just like, oh, yeah, they not, whatever.
Like,
so
she
I
just was talking in circles. No,
she was like, oh, he said that I'm drunk. And I'm like, you are. Like, and then she's just like, yeah, but he talking about some, you know, this and the third. And then she started talking about some, yeah, I knew y'all didn't want to hang out. I'm like, what you mean? We've been with you since 7:30.
Let's talk about how she tried to call him on the phone.
Knowing that this nigga was on the
like
LIE. Like, she knew he was on the highway.
Come back and pick us up. And me and Talia both sitting there like, what?
And I'm watching her do it too, just because I like shit like that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch you make a fool out of yourself, bro. You drunk and shit. You over here like, because I already had to. Because the whole time she's doing this, what did I do? I said 5 minutes. Like, she's just doing all this talking. 4 minutes. Like, she's doing all this 3 minutes. Like, and it's just like, again, 6 minutes is a long ass time in Long Island. So it's 6 minutes in Long Island is like 10 minutes or like 12 minutes in New York. Like, so she doing all this. I'm like, like, and she's not even catching on because she's so out of her mind. So once the Uber was there, I was like, all right, we gonna holler at you. She's like, oh, y'all got the cat. I'm like, yeah, bro. She was like, oh, I thought y'all was gonna wait for him to come. I said, this man is probably somewhere in Brooklyn now. He's not coming back. It's already 2:45 in the morning. And we it was Sunday.
It was
the next day would have been Sunday. Yeah, the next day would have been Sunday.
See, I was wilding.
If it would have been a school night, oh yeah, she would have got the works. Cause I actually,
you can't really say that though because we partied and still went
remember
to
that
school.
Tuesday? Ooh, remember that Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Ooh.
And got up for class the next day.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That was a good night though. That was a good night.
That was a good night.
We didn't go to sleep till like 4:35 a.m. Had class at 9 a.m.
Mine was 8:30.
Yeah, you had the earliest class.
I was tight.
Because you want to be in theater and shit. You had the earliest class.
I was tight.
My earliest class was at 10:45 with LaTorre. And LaTorre could talk. Oh,
Mine
God.
was 8.
No, Tuesday classes was like 8.
8. It was a bitch.
Tuesday, Thursdays.
But that shit was lit though.
It really was. College
We made college like a club, low key.
But I know we got to wrap this up. We definitely have to do a part 2.
We do.
Because we went down memory lane crazy.
All
I didn't
right.
even ask any other questions. That's how.
Nah, wait. We don't got 5 minutes to ask the question? Because I feel like, damn.
We got to do a part 2. But this is Deep Convos and Tequila. Keep tuning in.